Hello, the second latest we've ever started on D&D. Welcome back, everyone. Last session, let's get through this quick because we've got things to kill. Last session, you guys actually got through quite a lot. You were in the middle of the library, and you went through the library, and you found out a lot of stuff about, firstly, a thing that could potentially kill gods, a blade called God's Bane. Secondly,
does what it says on the tin.
Oramis found out a bunch of stuff about Dolus. He also stole a very fancy diadem. You found out a lot more about the Underdark. You found out that Lolth, the queen of the Underdark, is, or seems to be, one of these dragon priests that you are after. Seems to be this orb, these dragon priests of Tiamat, these guardians of her sort of sentinels that she sends forth to worlds to bring about chaos and things before she arrives. Lolth seems to be one of these things, this queen of the Underdark and things like that, so I guess that's what you're doing. You're venturing off to kill her. You find out a fair bit.
Or negotiate.
Or you negotiate. You could always negotiate, of course. I'm just basing this off what happened just before where we are now.
Sorry, did I say kill? I meant murk.
Right. Where's this sort of young street boy gonna come from? Gonna murk everything.
Oramis' knees acting up, so he's feeling very old. So he's trying to activate younger.
Well, things change after your first hide hit.
Well,
that's gonna be one of the quickest recoveries from a dislocated knee we've ever witnessed.
After that, you guys headed on to. You left. Doc turned into a giant eagle, giant owl, flew out of the city, ended up back down in the California farm. You spent a couple of days prepping Gylndan, prepping a lot of spells, prepping magical arrows for Mazzy.
2 nights.
You just read so much. You hailed Markul from atop his mountain, and he is with you. You also tried to contact a Mr. Daviak, however, there seemed to be no reply that you could hear of. More on that in a future session with
He's finally bumped him off.
Characters. Eventually, you
sent out assassins to get him.
And eventually you started to head up the mountain towards this temple where you found out this Skylar temple, where the warriors of Skylar were buried. It seems to be this is where the temple, the portal to the other world is, to the Underdark is. You headed up this mountain, and at the top you oh god, that's 3 1s. That's so sad.
So that's a level 9 fireball.
That's so disappointing.
I know.
So you went up the mountain and you were approached, you approached this place wherein a priestess lady emerged, stating that she saw you guys coming, and she was about to offer a sort of negotiation of sorts, basically asking you guys to sort of step down the mountain and just prepare for when Lolth inevitably arrives and takes over the world.
Negotiation then, was it?
Not really negotiation.
I believe
upon which
the
Oramis
term is
fired
aggressive
an Eldritch
negotiation.
Blast. Yeah, in which Oramis fired an Eldritch Blast towards her. And on that note, will everyone get their characters on the thing and roll a real quick initiative for me as we'll start. Boom. Doc almost like saw Oramis firing off the thing before he even did. Like, oh, he's gonna fucking fire it off, hasn't he? So he just readied himself.
He's done it before.
Say what?
Oh, Mazzy's not far behind though.
Well, that's not terrible actually.
Oh, hello. I have a plus 5.
If you guys want to just stick yourselves somewhere around the beginning of this bit, let me just stick Markul.
Markul.
I'm in there. I am.
Markul is a little.
Luke, if you want to go there, that's cool.
She's just the doorman.
She's going to fuck you up, and we are all happy
Yes,
to
please.
watch.
It's been a long time.
That's going to be a while for Luke's character to move. Oh, bloody hell, he's huge.
I don't
there's
realise how
Markle.
smiley Markle's picture is. Hello, lads. It's me, Markle.
If someone wants to take control of Markle, I would say JJ, because obviously you know the cleric spells and things, but if anyone else wants to have a go of controlling Markle and doing his turns for him, that would be pretty cool. Oramis, I'm just going to move you back down here. I'm going to roll
I'll
down.
be honest, Ben. I suggested Markle. I was chatting to JJ today about it as like someone who just sort of takes the healing pressure off just JJ a little bit, maybe.
That's
like,
fair.
So people don't feel obliged to do that.
That's fair. I mean, he's a
I
cleric
think-
of war, so we will get involved with some stuff. But yeah, I do get your point, especially seeing, you know, you guys are level 10. He's essentially, if you think in terms of characters, level 8, so we won't charge in like the rest of you. But yeah, I
think all you guys are quite zoomed into this fight. Because nobody's noticed where I am.
Eh?
Oh, as he's just as he's
I was
up
waiting for somebody to notice it, like no one ever did.
as he's up the other bloody end. He wasn't
Mazzarious
anywhere.
has passed without trace.
I use my misty arrow, just fired it over, then just poof, I'm at the other end.
Hey, that's not a bad shot. Get our flanking going.
Yeah, not a bad shout at all. It is.
I don't guarantee I'll land on like a trap and die instantly.
You can imagine.
Let me just write down this initiative order then. So
Where's
where's
Markle come?
Dead last.
We have Doc first. We have
Oh,
Drow.
also got a natural 20 on his initiative.
he didn't get a. Oh yes.
What a
Oh, he
joke.
actually did. So Markle third.
What a joke,
So
mate.
we're rolling for initiative for probably this one person, and then we're going to have to roll initiative again when we get to the next fight, and it's going to be so bad.
Yes.
As he.
I think we should keep this initiative forever.
No. Fuck you, mate.
All right. So Doc, being the most reactive man that has ever lived, what would you like to do?
Well,
X to doubt.
I guess we can go into that. Let me just start off by chucking my hammer at her.
Not the trade
Chucking your hammer at a 16. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit.
Oh yeah, we worked out she's got an absurd armor class, doesn't she?
Yes, unfortunately, you lob your hammer towards her, and it's just this very, very simple, just sort of almost just very, very quick sort of step to the side as your hammer, this huge sort of thing, just flies past her, disappears just a little bit into the darkness down the corridor. But you can almost hear and feel in your sort of wrap on your hand that it is on its way back.
You just hear Mazzy go, "Ow!"
Is that everything on your turn?
Nah, we're also going to chuck out the old spiritual weapon.
Chucking out spiritual weapon.
She has an AC of between 17 and 18, so bear that in mind.
She has an AC of between 16 and 18. That was the thing you rolled before.
Yes, but a 16 hasn't hit her, so...
Ah, yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah, it's 17 or 18.
So,
Which is frightening.
So it's 25.
yes, yes, your spiritual weapon most definitely hits. Roll damage. That's 10 damage.
Boy,
See,
We
the
be-
first hammer was a distraction.
Yeah, the hammer was almost a distraction, so you see it sort of fly past her, and then just as she looks back, your spiritual weapon is suddenly just in her face and clout straight across. And
she's 19 HP down already, boys.
boy, look at that.
She could have a sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Add a bit of healing on top.
To cover this angle of direct line of
All right.
fire on Gylndan.
So I'm
Alrighty.
stood nicely behind Markle. He's a lot bigger than me.
Shame Fireball doesn't care.
on their turn,
Oh, jeez.
There?
Oh my god. What's their initiative?
at first, you see her stretch out her hands, almost just sort of giggling and smirking towards you. And it seems that in her hands are, from there, it's almost weird to sort of see, but as she sort of crunches them in her hands and drops them, you just see all these sort of tiny little spiders that drop down from her hands.
Then.
They land on the floor and almost sink into the ground. And then, with this sort of purplish energy, she just opens her hand like that, and this huge swarm of them would fill.
That's not cool.
That's why you just hit her straight away, Luke, because you knew that she was a bug lady.
I did. I could sense it.
That's 20 feet radius, right?
20 feet radius?
Which I believe gets every single one of you. So every single one of you.
Oh no, yeah, put it there, that works.
And therefore every single one of you are going to have to make me a Constitution saving throw. Please.
What about the con?
Saved.
14 for the dark. 9 for Markle.
Oh, yes!
Markul!
Natural 20 and a 1, and the same roll.
And Oramis. Ooh. Alright, so this is...
Is that a spell, Ben?
14. That is indeed a spell.
Yeah,
Probably should have counter-spelled it.
Summon Spider Swarm is... Or, you know... It'll be some form of something, and Ben might have custom it to allow Spider Swarm or the good one out there.
Indeed. It doesn't. It does seem to be a certain spell. That is 20 damage to Markul and Oramis.
What kind of damage is this, Ben?
This is piercing damage.
But is it like an AoE effect?
This is an AoE effect, as all these spiders have suddenly writhed through the ground. Unfortunately, you cannot. It's a Constitution saving throw, not a Dex save.
No.
So you get
Yeah, you also.
Yeah, but with evasion, it doesn't fucking matter, JJ.
No, with evasion you get half if you fail, and if you pass, it's no.
Oh,
Yeah.
bull crap. Fine.
Oh, does that change? You must have thought you were God. I literally can't take any damage. It doesn't matter if I fail or pass.
So, did you say it was?
So half, so 10 for everyone except for Oramis and Markul, through which is halved, and all these tiny spiders just have filled this area in this huge sort of sphere of insects crawling over one another, crawling over yourselves. The area is considered lightly obscured, so firing through it, she will gain the things of half cover.
Yeah.
And moving through it is difficult terrain.
Take damage if you move through it. I mean, you have to answer that.
No. It's just difficult terrain. Oh, that one should be okay.
Hit her.
Also,
who's next?
Oh.
Also, she's going to have a couple of buddies run out. So from the shadows, it seems that she did have these two friends somewhat with her through these doors, and they're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action.
Opportunity.
5, 10, 15.
I am. We all wanted to change a character,
10,
didn't we?
15, 20,
I think we've been
25,
asking.
30. Bonus
Like when you
action
push someone
dash.
too far.
5, 10,
Push Ben too far.
15, 20, 25. And they're going to take a couple of shots at you with some hand crossbows.
Oh, fucking rogues, aren't
They do seem to be, so they are wearing this studded armor, which, as far as you know, does resemble that they are somewhat elite. But at the same time, they do seem to be quite fast. They wear a lot more sort of shrouded kind of robes and clothing and things like that. So you haven't necessarily seen these types of people before. They are just holding these two little daggers as they sprint through, but they do pull out hand crossbows just as they're sort of getting into their positions. And Doc, against you, that is a 22 to hit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And can you make me a Constitution saving throw with advantage?
Oh, good. The poison boys are back. 17.
Yeah, you pass. You are fine. However, you do take 9 piercing damage.
Cool.
And
Oh boy!
it's only 3 poison damage.
I'm so excited.
And against
Excited. I know.
Mazzy,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, against Oramis, I'm gonna say this next one. Oh,
Of
that's a 13 to hit. Arrow flies. This crossbow bolt just flies wide of you, and I believe that's everyone. That's all, folks.
That was quite a productive turn for them.
That was quite a productive turn for them. Next up, it will be Markul.
Okay, Mark is going to go to here and then use his flame breath sort of in this direction to not to burn any of us, but to like try and burn out this spider swarm.
Yes. Roll for flame breath. Roll the damage for
They
it.
do get to make a dex save.
They do get to make a dex save. So what's a swarm of D&D?
Yes. It's not terrible for 3d6.
What's the dexterity on a swarm of spiders? +1. So if I just roll... Oh, I rolled a 2. Okay, so if I then say that if this is the sort of area, so I'll say that in front of there's a area now sort of in front here that is now free roam to move through.
Okay.
For this round at the very least, as it has been burned away by Markul's flame.
Okay. He is also going to quickly turn to Mazzy and say bow or sword.
Depends who you're aiming at. For her, let's go bow.
Okay, so he's going to reach out and touch Mazzy's bow and cast magical weapon on it.
Ooh.
So now you get a +1 to attack and damage rolls.
Oh, it's
Whoa.
I didn't need it on the bow. I need it on the sword. But cheers. Thank you very much.
Oh, you've got an extra
I'm not complaining.
That's
Thank you.
And then he's concentrating on that. And that's his turn.
Nice. Alright.
Charmed.
That is Markul. Next up is Mazzy, funnily enough.
Well, looks like I'm getting the bow out.
Looks like you're getting the
I
bow.
was going to anyway, but I'm definitely getting the bow out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Aiming at her.
What's
First
this?
of all-
Sorry, what's this orange?
So
That is an area that is now free of spiders for...
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going to
So I was reading spells.
step up to here. So I'm in the safe zone. And
Yes.
longbower up, madam up top.
Go for it.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
17 then. Does the 17 hit?
17 does actually hit.
Oh,
There we know.
As well.
Thank you, JJ. I'm very grateful.
Literally just hit. You sort of step into this area, fire off a shot, and through the sort of
Okay.
magical essence of your bow, the arrow, looking like it's just going to veer wide, the sort of magical essence almost corrects the arrow mid-flight, and it just flies past and sort of scratches right past her neck. And you can just see this tiny little trickle, this black sort of purplish blood drip sort of down her neck over her clothes. So it's...
Wow, you rolled a 7 and you hit.
I know.
Yeah, this man is crazy. That is...
Was it Markle
9,
that
that's
adjusted it
another
slightly? Saw the arrow was
10
going out and just went boop like that.
Basically, he came behind me and he was just holding my arm and he saw I was a bit too low and he just moved up.
Good shot,
Straight
Steve.
out.
It's like when Gimli nudges Legolas in Lord of the Rings and causes that shot to hit instead of the warning shot it was supposed to be.
Are you to fire again?
Yes. Oh, maybe not.
Unfortunately, that one does go a lot more wide. Even with this sort of magical correction, you can see it sort of curves through the air, and you can just hear it sort of trickle off in
Remember
the
a rogue
hallway.
Your
Well,
modifier, that is a jank bunch of rolls.
Yeah.
That is
Well,
not
minus
a...
As a 1, a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that you hit on a 10. You would hit most things on a 10.
Yeah. Is that everything?
Yeah, that is everything.
Cool. Next up, we go to Gylndan.
5. This is difficult terrain, isn't it?
Yeah, it is difficult terrain. Yeah.
5.
It's not difficult terrain for me, though, is it?
Not for you, no.
Yeah.
All right, long
All
legs.
right.
No, I just wanted to confirm. Sorry. I'm going to rub it in.
I'm gonna. So I can speak, can't I? But just for 6 seconds.
You can.
Okay, I'm gonna say, do I incapacitate her?
Yes.
Okay, right.
Seems to be the objective here.
Hypnotic pattern on her.
Hypnotic pattern on her.
Yeah.
Cool.
She fails the save.
She rolls with advantage. She's a no, but it's a divination roll.
It just takes over everything.
So yeah. So yeah, she.
Replace all the rolls.
I'm pretty sure it's just a roll. I just replace a roll. That's well. I can double check it if you want, but I'd very much like it to be that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be very, very nice, but advantage seems very precarious.
You can replace any attack roll, saving throw, or ability check. So
Okay.
Counts. I think this is why people like divination wizards.
I think it is as well. But the thing is, because you roll 2 rolls for advantage, I would argue that I roll 1 and then use your other one, and if my one is lower or higher rather, you basically take one of the rolls to replace.
Yeah, so...
No,
So instead of you rolling 2 dice then, you would roll...
Yeah, I just roll 1
and
dice
Sam
and then
gives
whichever
you one
one's
bad
highest. Yeah. What was it? What did you roll, Sam?
I was going to give her a 3.
You were going to give her a 3. Alright, so you have a 3 to... What's your thingamajig? What's your DC?
save.
16.
My DC is 16.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, my pen threw in the bin. So, she rolled a 7. So she fails anyway.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that is a just because I feel like if something has advantage, that's 2 rolls theoretically.
But it just
So you
replaces
could-
the roll. That's what the portent ability is.
Yeah, I will look that up for next session, and I apologize if it's wrong.
I don't fucking care. She failed it.
But she failed it anyway.
Yeah.
And she is now charmed,
Yeah.
which I believe gets rid of any concentration on any spells,
Yeah.
and therefore this
I'm
disappears.
also in concentration.
He's
So I don't. She can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yes, so she is considered incapacitated and charmed. So I'll just put that on her for now. As you sort of see this bright flash of color, she sees this bright flash of colors over her, and as she's sort of been holding her hands up, sort of concentrating on the spell, this purple energy in her hand sort of dissipates for a second as her eyes sort of flash. Her hands sort of droop to her side, and she's just sort of stood there, very, very spaced out for a few minutes while all this is happening. Anything else on your turn, Gylndan?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna where 5, 10, 15. There's nowhere to hide from these boys, really, is there? How tall is this rock by Markle?
This rock by Markul, I'll say, gives you half cover.
I don't know if I can get there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Alright, I'm gonna go here.
Okay, yeah, so you were here, moved.
Does
Wait,
it count
what-
10
what-
if I move out of the circle?
Hmm?
You know, I was in the
moving out
circle.
no, yeah, moving, yeah, so you were in the circle
I think
there,
I've just made it.
and then
So
you
5,
went, yeah,
10, 15, 20,
5,
25, 30.
10, 15,
Yeah.
25.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have half cover from red, but nothing from blue.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. I can deal with that.
Cool. Oramis.
With how does it work with Sam's little misty thing, is it if she gets hit, it ends?
If she takes damage, she gets to make a
A
save
save.
against it, but otherwise,
So like a concentration, basically.
Yeah. If she takes damage, she gets to make a save, or if someone uses an action,
it just
to
ends if she takes damage.
Oh, it just ends if she takes damage.
She's out of it if she takes damage or someone shakes her out of it.
I
So
see.
she's just nothing at the moment. She's out of the game.
Okay,
Cool.
I'm going to cast Bane, which I can do as one of my Warlock abilities, using a Warlock spell slot. So where do I move from there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Who are you casting Bane on?
All three of them.
All three of them?
I'm doing exactly the same thing. I've got a spell that I can target all three on, and I'm trying to work out where can I stand to get all three of them within 30 feet of each other.
Nice. All three of them have now got Bane as -1d4 from saving throws, attack rolls, or ability checks.
It's a save, then.
Oh, is it a save? What save is it?
Wisdom? Charisma.
I would say wisdom.
Charisma, sorry. It says in the description.
Charisma. Oh, alright. Priestess of Lolth. Oh, that's DC 60. She rolled 16?
16 is the spell save.
No, she's incapacitated. She fails saves.
Haha, success.
She's just failed. The other two, however... What is their charisma? So it was just one. The red rolled 13, and blue rolled 12. So I'm assuming that means they all failed.
Excellent. Yes.
Congratulations.
And then...
They've all failed.
Oh, is
They
it
have
worth
Bane.
it? Is it worth it? How powerful do we think she's going to be?
What are you considering here?
Well, I can bonus action Hex on her, which then, until the spell ends, I deal 1d6 necrotic damage whenever I hit her.
Yeah, Bane is
hate
concentration. So you've already got a concentration spell up. Hex is also concentration. So you can't have two
Sick.
concentration spells.
Well, that answers my question. I would like to bonus action a little dashy boy. 20,
A little
25,
dashy boy.
30.
Have you
What
moved
do I
at all?
go? Yeah, I've moved to here
Got
20,
there. Okay.
from here is 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. So I've got another 10 feet of movement. And then I'm going to bonus dash to there. To there. If I can.
So bonus dash to... So you were here. No, you were like down here, and then you moved up to here. Bonus action dash over there. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Cool. Oh, I'm going to be here.
Although I'll say you're
And
now
then-
on a rock.
Success.
You're now like 3 feet taller than this guy.
Make a little
Jo-
froggy.
no, what he is, Ben, is he's further away from the... Actually, the spiders aren't there anymore. Don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, spiders aren't there anymore. Doesn't matter. Back to Doc. On your turn, your hammer comes back to your hand. Your spiritual weapon glows in front of the now incapacitated drow priestess. These two guys at the side of you don't like you very much. Don't like any of you very much.
I'm going to go 5, 10, 20, 25, and take the old hammer swing.
With advantage.
With advantage.
Absolutely.
18 hits. Roll me some damage.
7 bludgeoning damage, and 6 radiant damage.
7 and 6. 13 damage overall as this heavy sort of whacks this quite, not feeble, but quite sort of scrawny, quite skinny, very agile looking drow straight in the sort of chest of the studded leather male. Studded leather armor even.
The last my movement is just take 1 step to the side there,
One step to the side there.
and that'll be my turn.
Gotcha. Now the drow. What are they going to do? Well, this red one is probably going to make a couple of attacks against you. So, one against Doc, that's 12 to hit. Doesn't hit, obviously. One against Oramis, that's 21 to hit. Which I'm assuming does.
That's
So-
it, correct.
That's 4. That's
You sure you can reach him up there on his little rock?
That's true. If I'm 3 feet up,
she's
So he's
attacking my
gonna,
legs.
he's gonna slash your knees, isn't he?
I got shit. I got shin pads on.
That is 8 piercing damage.
Is it, or is it 4?
Okay, fine. 4 piercing damage. But then 4, 6,
Oh fuck.
8 poison damage.
Has he rolled
Yeah,
con?
Can you
Yeah, don't I have
Pardon,
to
sir?
make a save?
No, not against this poison damage. It's just a straight,
That sounds like some real DM bullshit right there.
just a straight weapon slashing.
He didn't like your attitude, Luke.
Because you're not gaining any other effects from the poison. It's just poison coated on the edge of her sort of dagger.
Just makes your wound sting a little bit.
Yeah, essentially, as you sort of as it slashes sort of right across your sort of shins or thighs or whatever, it does make the wound sting a lot. It is very, very painful. You can almost feel it sort of going through the veins in your leg.
So Oramis doing the can on top of this rock trying to avoid getting slashed.
Can you also make me a concentration save? So just a constitution saving throw
Yes,
for Bane.
What the fuck? Took me 4 rolls. I mean, obviously, I know it doesn't count, but it took me 4 fucking rolls.
Unfortunately,
I'm glad you
Your
cast that,
Bane.
Luke.
I mean, he got like a 21 to hit Luke, so I'm guessing it wouldn't have mattered if you rolled the 1d4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good point. Not that it would have.
Yeah, unfortunately not. Wouldn't have mattered either way, but unfortunately the effects of Bane disperse over your enemies.
A waste of time.
Bonus action.
Bane Luke, and it's one of the things that makes me like iffy about taking it. Is its concentration.
This roguish person then sort of ducks between your attacks as she leaves, or he leaves, or whatever. Bonus action, disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yes, please go
This
on,
one,
anyway,
5,
special weapon.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action dash. 5, 10, 15, 20. Action as he sees this priestess, just sort of grabs her by the sort of shoulders, very, very gently, trying not to sort of crease her clothes and her things like that. And literally just sort of shaking her awake, trying to sort of jostle her a little bit back to awakeness. And unfortunately, we'll have to waste his turn getting her back awake. I'll say that because she was incapacitated for this turn, she doesn't get an action.
Oh, yes, it wasn't totally useless.
So she's sort of shaken back awake. Markul is up.
They all fucking moved, didn't they? So he hasn't got the movement. He is concentrating on a spell. Have you got a? Let's just go with a guiding bolt for the one in red.
Guiding bolt for the one in red.
15.
15 doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
Ooh, they are.
As this bolt of
Yeah,
energy
yeah,
sort
but
of
what about-
crackles and shatters into the wall behind it.
Oh shit. Good armor classes here.
That'll do his then.
Cool.
He's concentrating on
Mazzy.
his weapon, so it doesn't-
I'm going to fire a lightning arrow
A lightning arrow.
at Madam.
She's
Yes.
Madam Priestess over there. Alrighty, roll for lightning arrow. She needs to make a dex save.
Oh,
So the first one is the amount of damage she takes, and the second one is the amount of damage people around her take.
Yeah.
So that's 3 damage.
I don't know if it's including her each.
Okay.
If If it hits or misses, each creature within 10 feet of the target must make a dexterity saving throw for the lightning damage. It's 3.
Each creature. Right. Okay, so...
That's a wank 2d8 roll, by the way.
I mean, I'm not rolling well tonight.
She also needs to make the dex save, so let's see if she passes that.
I mean, 16.
She fails that badly. So she does take the full brunt of the 16 damage.
True.
That's
it doesn't make up for the 1 and the 2.
Did she fail that, Ben?
She did fail that, yeah. So she does seem to take this massive zap, like washing sort of over her body, sort of expanding all through her limbs. But the one behind her, almost like he feels really bad about it, but he does use her as a bit of a shield to only take 3. And he is okay. Is lightning arrow a 5 foot? Is it like lightning bolt? So it's a 5 foot line.
That's what I was trying to work out. I don't know. I don't know if it goes through them.
The spell
in that line.
Put the spell description in the thing, because if so, he'll have to make a dex save as well. Next time you make a ranged weapon attack during the spell's duration, the weapon's ammunition or the weapon itself, just a thrown weapon transformed into a bolt of lightning, make the attack roll as normal.
It transforms into a bolt of lightning.
So you actually have to roll to hit against her.
Okay.
So it's not a dex save, so just roll your longbow.
Okay. And with my +1.
Please, Matt. Please. Roll better than you did earlier.
Yeah, so she'll still take the full damage.
And the guy behind takes damage.
Instead he needs to make a dex save or take 2d8 lightning damage.
So you have to roll for the target.
If that's the case, then I was debating this, but I thought it was just an arrow. Could I redcon something, because it now does? I now know it goes through.
It doesn't go.
Can I ask that I move over here and fire again and fire it from there?
It doesn't go.
I totally understand if you say no.
It doesn't go through things. It's the arrow itself fires, and it's anything.
It transforms into a bolt of lightning, and the bolt of lightning surely does.
But you still need to hit a target.
That's a good point. Okay, fair enough.
A piece of wood hitting the target, your arrow becomes a lightning.
Yeah, so it still hits. It just hits.
Yeah. It is just to hit a target.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it's not quite like Gylndan's lightning bolt spell, which just goes through everything.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
If you have decided to make a lightning bolt arrow, if you two decided to make a lightning bolt arrow,
oh my God.
I would allow that.
Okay, well,
with the 2 forms of lightning arrow.
That would be slightly complicated.
So Mazzy's going to take that shot, and I'll just say, Mazzy, and he'll look at me, and I'll go, I'll upgrade that for you later if we're still alive.
Love it.
So she takes a hefty bunch of damage, and this guy actually, dexterity saving throw, each of these creatures take 2d8 lightning damage on a fail, or half as much on a successful one, half of 3 rounded down. He takes 1 damage. The guy behind, congratulations.
Every little counts.
Gylndan.
Those are the big numbers we love to see.
I have 2 attacks then, right?
Oh, you do have 2 attacks. No, because you've cast a spell, it's an action.
Okay.
Joke.
Therefore, it is.
But it's only 2.
Oh, hang on though.
I thought I had just 2. Oh, okay.
It is a. Oh no! Yeah, it's a bonus action to cast. So you still do have another thing. We've been doing the spell wrong the entire time. Okay, so it's a bonus action to cast, and then the next time you hit or make an attack, so you still now have a.
Okay. Well, I'll
another attack. You still have another attack.
I'm going to standard arrow, same person.
Standard arrow, same person.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh well.
But unfortunately, the standard arrow flies very far wide. Again, sort of trickling off into the halls.
It's the residual lightning. It's burned up the arrow.
Just sizzles when it came out.
Anything else on your turn?
No, not really.
Cool. Gylndan.
So at this point in the show, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Fireball Energy Drinks. And we'll thank
Do you mean Fireball Whiskey?
Fireball Whiskey, yeah. And we'll thank them by letting one off in game. Since they've been polite enough to group up. Yeah.
I like that. You know, in like American bars and stuff, it says just like an office pop. You know, from the other guys. But instead of an office pop, it's just an office fireball for every wizard just in the place. Just so yeah, roll for fireball.
I'll hit it just at level 3, and I'm guessing not too fast about placement. I'm going to get all 3 of them. Yeah.
Yeah. You can get all 3 of them in a 20-foot radius.
Fireball whiskey, worth grouping up for.
That is not the best fireball you've ever done.
It'll do.
The red guy fails dramatically, taking the full 25 damage.
Yes.
The priestess passes, unfortunately, taking half damage, which is 12. So that's... And the red one passes with the blue one, sorry, passes with an nat 20. So he takes 12 as well. But yeah, this fireball sort of explodes out. You can hear from within and all around the sort of stonework, and everything sort of around just sort of begins to like crumble just around you through the impact and the explosion of this huge fireball that sort of things around. Anything else on your turn?
Can I move into that square and still get half cover? Or have I got to be behind the bigger boulder? Or is that right?
No, that's fine. I'll still sort of say there, because if you can see, it's a bit weird. It does sort of angle up. So I'll say as long as you're sort of there, I'll give you. Okay. I'll give you half cover.
Yeah, I'll stay there. It's safe enough for the moment, I think.
Cool, Oramis. You're doing the can.
With bleeding shins.
With bleeding shins.
Right. Is there really any question about what I'm going to do?
Yes, always.
27, who are you hitting?
Boy.
Red boy.
Red boy? Yeah, definitely hits. 7 damage.
Set up to also roll damage.
Yes, apparently I have.
Okay. I just thought you were like just that confident in hitting.
That's once again weirdly rolling Eldritch Blast wrong because it's not adding your charisma. So that's actually 10 damage.
Oh yes. And is the other one actually 11 damage?
Yeah, it is. Hold on, let me go into your thing.
Frozen then.
Why is it once again?
Because I get plus my charisma mod to there
on Eldritch Blast, but it's not
10. Surely the second one is 9.
No, the first one is 7, so it's 11.
Oh, you've got a plus.
I was reading that.
The first one was 10. So I was like, how?
Yeah, no, I was.
Even more when it's lower.
Because I just add numbers to it and just hope.
Just keep adding numbers. But yeah, so as you fire off these 2 Eldritch Blasts, the first one sort of strikes this guy sort of in the hip. He keels over just a little bit through all this damage he's taken, and then the second one, bang, straight over the face, flies back as if he's been clotheslined by this bolt of sort of chaotic force energy, and he lands very, very hard on the floor. And doesn't seem to get back up.
He did. He
took quite a bit of HP to kill.
He did take a fair bit of HP to kill.
50?
Anything else on your turn? Bonus actions? Anything like that?
Yeah, bonus action. I'd like to cast Hex.
On who?
On the big bitch.
Alright. That's not a save on her, is it? It's just happens.
It's a suck on this.
Let's cast a creature until the spell ends. You deal an extra 1d6 necrotic damage to the target whenever you make hit it with an attack. Also choose one ability when you cast a spell. Target has disadvantage on ability checks made with that. Target drops to 0 hit points. You also use the bonus action on the subsequent turn of yours to curse a new creature. Cool. So she is now hexed. Add a concentration thing.
She's weak
to you. I'm
going to say she has disadvantage on cons. Checks.
On
maybe
concentration checks.
Yeah.
Constitution checks. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Maybe.
That's
Unless someone wants to override me.
No, it's your call.
Yeah. No. I'm going
with that. Okay. Cool. Nice.
Actually, can I just get off this rock as well? I'm just
yeah. Sounds good. Doc is once again back around to you. One of them has been taken out. The other's gone inside a little bit to help out his priestess, who is now back awake. Spiritual weapon still glowing right in front of her face.
25. And throw my hammer once more. 22.
22 definitely hits.
That's 9. 'Cause
9 bludgeoning.
And
That is a
7
big ol' hit.
damage.
That is 16 damage overall. Very, very nicely done.
That's 25 with spiritual weapon to hit.
25 to hit with spiritual weapon hits.
And 6 damage. Oh, that's not great. It's not terrible.
And 6 damage. Yeah, so in this turn you've thrown your hammer, flung it at it, cracked her sort of straight in the stomach. This armor that she's wearing, this quite fancy ornate armor, does even dent just a little bit in just just under the rib cage as this hammer just dong cracks against her stomach, and then the spiritual weapon just very, very quickly follows up with a almost like a chop just down on her shoulder, as she's already sort of being hurt. Anything else on your turn?
That's everything. That's all 3 things I can do.
Cool. Drow's turn. This guy, 5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to make several attacks against you, Doc. So the first one is 17. No, 18, sorry, 18.
That will no longer hit because
No longer hits.
repaired.
And
Oh, yeah.
a 21.
That will hit.
Damn.
So that is also 8 piercing damage from her dagger, as well as 3, 8, 9, half to 4 poison damage because you're resistant to poison.
Okay.
The priestess will begin to once again sort of conjure something in her hands. Now in both hands, these 2 sort of purplish sort of motes of light cast. She spins them around, casts them into the field. They land on the ground and they emerge into this sort of purple flame. You can't quite see what's through the purple flame very, very for a brief sort of moment before eventually appearing is, don't know if you guys can see this because I've just had messages saying that things aren't appearing on the server.
Cannot see
Can you
it
see
at the
those
moment.
2 spiders spawning?
Nope. Nope.
No. Let me just
Thank
refresh.
the Lord.
Let's refresh. Right. Let's try this again. Bang.
Oh, great.
She casts Conjure Animals
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
into the field. These 2 giant spiders forming in front of her. She just screams in the incantation in Elvish, essentially to kill you guys. And I'll say, for the benefit of not having to roll another initiative roll, they'll just go at the end of her turn. So
That's a lot of damage they can do, because they've all shared the same turn.
5 to hit. Okay. So against Doc in front, that is 10 to hit. That's useless. Against Oramis, that is 19 plus 5. It's 24 to hit.
Fuck.
I'm just gonna assume hits. You just got to assume in these situations. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw? Once again.
Of course.
Luke, how do you
Of
feel that
course.
that thing's just sort of mangling you with its pincers?
It's basically what the one in the fourth Harry Potter did in the maze.
Oh, fuck off.
You pass.
Damn right, I pass.
Go Oramis.
So you take 1d8 plus 3, so that's 10 piercing damage. And
Is there any more damage incoming?
yes, 2 poison damage, because you halved, it's halved. The poison damage is halved, so
Ooh.
yeah.
Save 2.
Can I half the 10?
You can half the 10, yes, to now 5 piercing damage.
So I take 7 damage.
Take 7 damage.
Ooh.
But yes, that, I think, will be all. Actually, she will then just move 5.
If she wants to get in melee combat range with someone,
10.
that'd be perfect.
Just,
Who's got the braces equipped, by the way? Is it Oramis and...
yeah, just back there.
Nice.
Doc used it last. Would he have given it back, or has he still got it on?
Good
Good question.
Oh, well, assuming we haven't done anything about it, Doc's had it on this whole time.
Yeah.
So it's Doc and Oramis. Okay, interesting. Just see if that might be useful at some point.
Alright, so next up we have Markul. Let's get this done, boys.
Alright.
Let's go, Markul.
Say something like, Mazzy, shoot the bastards, and then run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
What do you think I've been trying to do?
I'm assuming these things are large, so if he's there...
They are large.
Okay, if he's there, he can hit them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then...
Damn!
He's gonna go for the red one with... That's his inventory, with his flail.
Does that hit? Does that hit? No, that doesn't hit, I'm afraid. These two
He's going to
big
have
old
to
spidery
explain
boys.
Curses.
He is indeed.
And that's
Ugh.
about it.
Bloody hell! The man I once was, sorry lad.
I think that's all we can
That's alright, Michael.
He does have his War Priest ability if he wanted to attack again. Or he has an ability which means he can add 10 to the roll, but that's his channel
I'll use the
divinity.
War Priest, so he can... There we go.
Wait, okay.
There we are. That does indeed hit. 11 bludgeoning damage. That was worth the hit.
Hell yeah.
Does he get the Divine Strike?
No,
Same as you? He doesn't, does he?
7. What,
Yeah.
that's level 8.
Yeah. Nicely done. Mazzy.
I'm going to move all the way up to here to get the flank on this guy and whip out the big sword because the bow hasn't been working very well right now.
Whipping out the big sword.
Oh my
Aw,
god!
this drow warrior does seem quite skilled and very, very fast. So it's almost like you were when you missed the air elemental. Oh no, 24. Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
20.
Flanking.
Oh, it's not. Yeah, no, it's not.
Never mind. Though he's a skilled fighter, you have 2 blades on
All
the end
that
of the
stuff
stick.
I was chatting before, it's a bunch of bollocks.
13 damage, very nicely done. Yeah, a very, very big sort of slash straight across the sort of gap just in between the chest plate and the sort of stomach guard of the armor.
And guess what? We go again.
Oh!
We go again, lads!
Hey,
We go
very
again!
nicely done.
Oh!
Damage.
Oh, if that,
Oh my god, does it
hadn't
actually
have been
survive?
a 3, that would have been so good. Well, it's good anyway, but...
10,
Damn.
30. Alright, yeah, with these with this double sort of swing, the first blade coming in, slashing between the sort of guard between the chest and stomach plates, and then the second one taking advantage of its briefly stunned state, and just chopping straight up its body, getting the whole sort of torso, deals quite an immense bit of damage. And they do seem now, although like they were perfectly fine a second ago, now they are like physically looking quite scared of Mazzy as he's just sort of imposed himself into this fight.
It's the first time for everything, am I right?
Gylndan, your turn.
He's still alive. Oh,
He is still alive, unfortunately.
they're a bit sturdy, Matt. Although, I mean, you've taken a chunk.
I
You have
just took
taken
him
off
for
a
32 damage.
Yeah, I think we dealt about... The one who died, he took a full 25 fireball and some Eldritch Blast from Luke, so they're pretty sturdy.
Yeah, they are. These are the like I said. They wear the same armor as the elites, so these are quite sturdy, quite hefty boys. Gylndan, you're up.
I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is this like a ledge here? Would there be any cover there,
that's like a sort of toppled column.
Okay.
So I'd say it's like 3 feet tall. You can step up and over it.
5, 10, 20, 25. Right, I'm gonna go here. Oh, I can't fucking decide. Here. There we go.
Yeah.
Makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. And that blue guy, I'm gonna hit him with the Toll the Dead.
Toll the Dead.
That's an interesting spell.
Is it this blue guy here?
The blue boy. So, because he's already damaged, he'll take 13 damage if he fails the Wisdom save.
Nice. So it is a Wisdom save. What's the Wisdom of these guys?
It's a good spell.
Wisdom of these guys.
It does more damage if they're already injured.
Yeah.
It does 2d12 instead of 2d8.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's a
The upgrade
natural-
was massive.
That is a natural 1. How do you see your Toll the Dead
Well, so
obliterating this guy?
I don't know if this is how it describes it, but I just think it's like he's like in the middle of fighting. He just hears this sort of light ringing of bells, and it just keeps getting louder, and it just sort of drives him to the ground slowly.
Yeah, as this sort of like ding, ding, and eventually, sort of as you're seeing over the 6 seconds of the round, these bells getting louder and louder in his head. You just hear him like scream out. His eyes roll back in his head, as you can see from sort of his eyes and his head. These sort of black veins just seem to go over his body as the necrotic energies are sort of washes over him, and he just sort of like Mazzy. You're still like mid duel with him. Maybe you even just get like an easy sort of cheap shot just on his arm as he just drops both daggers, drops to his knees, and just lands
Yep, that was on me.
heavy on the ground.
You did the legwork. I just came in with the
Yeah. Yeah, and heavily into the ground, right next to his buddy, which is kind of nice. He falls, unfortunately.
You just forget how he died.
Oramis, you are up.
See, everyone's kind of in the wrong place for me right now.
You're such a
And
drama queen.
and there's a massive spider in front of you. Its 2 little pins. It's like.
Yeah, I'd like to disengage and 5 bonus action disengage 5, 15, 20, 25,
25,
30,
35, 40.
And could I hit her with an Eldritch Blast from here?
Ooh, I'll be giving her half cover,
Okay.
but yeah.
What is half cover plus 2 AC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, good
If you were
luck.
1 over, I'd give her. If you were 1 over, I'd give her 3/4. But from where you are, I'd say half. Seems appropriate.
Okay. I end my turn.
And both these shots, so you sort of move over, very very distracted by these spiders. Like as you see these sort of eyes, these like 8 eyes. As you're moving over, the red one just follows you with its eyes as it moves over, and you fire off these 2 blasts. And just as she's peeking around the corner, both of them just slam straight into the corner, throwing rocks and stone everywhere. Doc, your turn. Big spider in front of you.
Gylndan, is this that shit Nevado does? If I hit her, will they go away?
It certainly looks like it, yeah.
Okay, so we go 5, 10, 15, 20, take the attack of opportunity, 25, 30, and pin her in the corner here.
Alright, attack of opportunity. Natural 1, gotta love it.
Nice.
Your boots of speed coming in too handy. These spiders have been
Can't
somewhat
gain
underwhelming.
advantage anyway, so I'll roll to hit. I'll Oh, that'll do it though.
19 hits.
10 and then 4 radiant damage.
10 and 4 radiant damage.
And I'll bring the spiritual weapon in next to me. That thing is.
Mike, that has not let you down
Damn.
this evening. Yeah, roll damage.
5 damage.
I heard you on the damage roll, though.
Yes, it did.
Excellent. Yeah, so you've cornered her. She needs to roll a con save. Unfortunately, she does pass the con save, so she does keep up. She does keep up. Hmm? Oh, 2 con saves.
Oh, she better fail the second.
The fucking spiritual weapon comes in clutch as suddenly she's striked, and these 2 sort of small motes of light that are still present in her hands fade out. She's not able to sort of keep her guard on them anymore.
Who stopped
And they
over first,
disappear.
Gale? Oh, there you go. Cool.
And they both disappear out of absolutely nowhere.
Genius.
It is now her turn, however, and you're really... Hold on. I do need to roll to hit first.
This is where Ben whipped out his nasty weapons.
Unnatural 20
Yeah.
Oh.
on a melee spell attack.
Oh no. Do I know
I'm
this
assuming you
spell?
can guess what... I'm assuming you know what melee spell attack it
I
is.
know what's coming. I know what's coming.
It's a 5th level cure, 5th level inflict wounds.
Oh, shit.
Bye, guys.
She knows she's gone. She cannot. She almost like says just beforehand, like,
If I'm going, I'm taking everybody with me.
I will give my life for the Spider Queen,
Hang on.
but I'm taking one of you with me. She reaches out a hand just before you can grab her. She touches you just in the chest. How much damage is inflict wounds at base? It's 3d10.
3d10, so
At first level.
5d10, 6d10. 7d10, Ben.
7d10. All right.
Oh shit!
R.I.P. JJ.
So you must. It could be in the 30s. It could, I mean, it could be all sorts, but.
I'd say the fact that Ben has to roll this individual dice and add them up builds to the suspense.
Oh yeah, definitely. JJ's just sitting there going,
JJ, could you take from me 31 points of necrotic damage?
Oh, you got lucky, my dude.
you did get lucky.
She rolled 3 1s in that entire thing.
Oh,
Why are we disappointed? Why are we disappointed?
I mean,
What's the point of saying
For
lucky?
God's sake.
This is fine.
have you heard the phrase "skin of your teeth"?
Take that again. Come at me. I can go all day.
Preferably not.
And I think that's all she can do, if I'm going to be very honest with myself.
What a shame.
Do you want to take her clock off?
No. Yes. A little clock.
Knock that clock off.
Wait.
As she sort of places this hand on you, and you can feel this pain racking through your body, and she sort of steps back. I think she doesn't really want to be cornered. 5, 10,
How low are you doing?
15, 20,
Oh, I can go all day.
25, 30. She'll just sort of move around you just to get to there. And I think that will be her turn.
Okay.
Markul is up next.
It takes Doc a minute to realise that she's actually moved and the world just isn't actually spinning. 15, 20, 25, 30. You can only get to there. And I don't think
Go on, Dokrumir. Go on.
I don't think he's got it. Oh, Sacred Flame. DC
Sacred
15
Flame.
Dex save.
DC 15 dex save.
Oh, that's big.
19. She's fine.
Oh, she is fine.
As this sort of radiant flame bursts forth, but she does manage to, even through all of her wounds, she does manage to duck out the way, just that. just in that brief second. Mazzy.
I can't get flanking, unfortunately, but I can get to here. I'm not in the way of the spiritual flame, am I?
Is your spiritual weapon in that square?
Spiritual weapon, sorry.
It is. Then I'll say you can get to here.
Just go around it.
Let me count it again.
Oh, where were you? Here.
I was here because I had flank on the blue guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you were here, so 5, 10, 15, 25. You can get to there with 30.
Yeah, I can just get, I can
Go
get to
around
there.
Michael.
Yeah, cool.
Michael will let you through. He's
I'm here.
Yeah.
Sure,
Michael
it's
would let you
counted
through, no
for
problem.
space, so.
Yeah.
Then can I make it to here then? And get advantage with the spiritual weapon?
Yeah.
Boom.
I'll allow it.
She's
Because I'm needing it. I'm needing it in this attack.
you dealt a lot on the last, but go on.
Yeah, but only I had 9 and a 10, so it's only
That's
because
true,
I had
actually, yeah.
flank that I was able to do it. So I want the flank.
Roll to hit, my son. 17 just hits. Roll
Nice.
the damage.
Oh,
Mazzy,
he's back.
how do you kill the priestess of Lolth?
What I do is I hadn't thought about it. I
can
just
come up with it.
chop her head off. Like,
Yeah, you
Sort of heading.
sprint forth, moving over. You can see Doc's caught in this sort of duel, and as Markul has run over and as you have run over, she almost doesn't care anymore. She has sort of just like pulled out this small dagger of her own, but as Mazzy has run over and sort of brandished his blade ready to attack, she almost drops it.
Yep.
Takes the small spider pendant on her chest, reaches down and is literally just about to kiss it when suddenly a blade just comes out of nowhere, taking hands and necklace with her.
I clearly saw she was doing something with his necklace. I was like, her face is getting close to it. Nope, that's not having any of that. Just
Can't be having any of that. And
I think it was
unfortunately,
just a little gesture.
Lop.
Oh God.
nah, can't be having any of that. I don't believe in religion.
This is what I think of your religion.
and unfortunately, Lop, she has passed on. The area
That was super
goes.
aggressive and super effective.
Yeah, the area goes eerily quiet once more. The howling of the wind is the only thing you can hear. However, even though the wind and the cold and the snow is outside, it seems even colder in here, a different kind of cold, a sort of deathly chill looming over the area.
I'm going to do the healing thing I do.
The healing thing he
I'm
does.
just going to go to Oramis. Can we decide together if we're going to attack something?
Yeah.
I mean, let's be fair. What else were we going to
We could have
do?
negotiated a bit here.
We need to go through there. She was in our way.
No,
She is the enemy. This
I
is
agree
war.
I agree with Mazzy. It's about fighting on our terms, and I think if we engaged her there, she was ready for us. That could have gone a lot worse.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Okay.
As you enter the
We got the first
area,
shot in.
as you enter the area, Gylndan,
Yeah.
just because you're a divination wizard and you now know the spell innately, you do see the small mortar and pestle and this small sort of cup of just gone out incense, indicating to you that when she said she knew you were coming, she seemed to have, you can assume, cast the spell divination to know you guys are coming and set up this sort of trap.
I wonder if she saw her beheading.
Maybe.
She was very casual about it if she did.
Yeah.
Are there any checks anyone would like to make? Anything anyone would like to do? Investigations?
Can we investigate what's coming next? That what's around the... What was that?
You can indeed investigate her. And if
Yeah,
you give me
yeah.
a second, I can give you something potentially kind of exciting.
Ooh.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Who needs healing?
So you're looking through her...
I think we all took some damage, didn't we?
Okay.
If we take a short rest, I can regain my spell slots,
5, 6.
which
I
I
don't
would
think we want to
appreciate.
rest. I don't think we want to
I
rest. I think we're
don't need the healing, JJ. So give it to other people.
Okay, so that's 15, 21. So, Aramis, you get 10. Gylndan, you're alright, aren't you?
I could do it 10.
Okay. So Gylndan, you get 10 as well. Oramis, how you looking?
How much have I got, sorry?
I just gave you 10.
Okay, I'm on 58 of 77.
Okay. There's 16 for you. And I'm going to take the last 16 there. You guys all get extra.
I've just realised. Can you remember back, Ben, how much we took on that very first spider when it was at that circle? How much health we were supposed to take on that? Because that was the only time I got attacked, and I could have sworn we took damage.
You took 10. You took 10 damage.
Yeah,
from
that makes sense. I don't know how I managed to miss that.
Because you passed. I believe, you passed the save. So
yes, I did pass the save.
You took 10 damage.
So, but a pass was 10.
Yeah, a pass was 10.
Yeah. So yeah, then I'll technically need 10 HP, JJ, if it's going, but I don't know.
Math.
I'm doing maths.
I'm out and I'm down 15 still. So that's that spell used.
I mean, you need it a lot more than me, so I'm happy for you to take it all.
Yeah, well, yeah. That if we're going to take
he has that.
Depending on.
I really don't think because this is their
This doesn't look like we're going to get a rest.
Yeah, so they're waiting out of the Underdark. I don't think we want to rest there. I think we get ambushed.
Not even for an hour?
No, genuinely. I think we just want to. Well, let's have a look what's further in, and if we think we could rest in a way that we can hide.
Yeah. So where are you going? There is a doorway here into another room. There is a doorway here.
Does anyone else want to investigate the lady? I tried.
Yeah.
It was.
Gylndan's sort of looking through her. You took a very, very brief look, but sort of more concerned for everyone else's safety and for anything potentially coming through. Yeah, it was a very brief look. All right, so Mazzy's taken a look. Mazzy's taken a look through, and he has seen a couple of interesting things. So you have found this very nice pendant, which she had before she was badly beheaded. It is made of not adamantine, but made of very, very finely inlaid jewels. It is this big sort of spider pendant, but with on the front, instead of this spider's head, it is a very beautiful face of what you can imagine as Loth herself. And in the bud, in the very back sack of the spider, inlaid, is this very beautiful purple gem. A very, very beautiful purple gem, very, very pristinely and finely cut, which you can assume was somewhat the arcane. This was an arcane focus of some description for her spells.
I'm gonna take it off. Well, I'm gonna take it off Mazzy, and while looking at Oramis, I'm gonna say we'll put that in the bag of holding for the party fund.
Shiny.
You can also find amongst the bodies 30 of this gold with Loth's face on it. So 30 sort of drow gold.
Gold is gold.
Gold is gold.
Party fund.
And looking through the pockets and pilfering through things, she seems to have this bag that was just tucked around the corner. And you're looking into it and you find this small scroll. Interesting, because there's nothing really else much in it other than little bits of incense and small sort of little bits of copper and things like that. But you unfurl the scroll and it seems to be some kind of map. And I'll put this map in the Discord just so that you can see. It's in general in Discord. And this does seem to be a map. As it says, it's written in Elven. Obviously, this is just translated. But these seem to be the caverns of Delzween, the place that it seems you guys are about to go into.
Would you want a short rest for Luke? Just to get your spells back.
How do you spell that?
Yeah.
Delzween, so DELZOUIN.
Whereabouts is that on the map?
It's in the top left on the map. It's in Discord in general.
Yeah, no, I've got the map, but I can't see
Right.
the caverns of Belzuin.
It's written very big
The
in the
whole
top
thing
left.
is the caverns, Luke.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes
So this
sense.
is
I was
this is a
looking on
large
the map.
network. It seems to be this is a large
Ah.
network of caverns that sprawl throughout the area.
Also,
You can
see it
see
now.
many different places: Glimmering Lake, the Whispering Pit, Black Battlefield, City of Outsiders, Vogderul, which you read
Oh my god,
As-
it's one hex is 3 miles. Jesus.
as Dwarven. So this Vogderul does seem to be a Dwarven place of some description. Forest of the Myconids, Theosphera, sorry, which is Elven for the Grand City. Dondorum Forge, Illithid's Coven, and finally at the top, near the top rather, Temple of Lolth. This is interesting.
If you do say so yourself.
If I do say so myself.
Sorry, Ben. Can you quickly remind me everything that was on so I can put it in the bag of holding because I was making notes? There was a fine purple gem.
So there was an arcane focus of a sort of spider sort of metal necklace
30
diadem.
gold?
Inlaid inside was a fine purple gem.
If I put priestess arcane focus,
Yeah.
30 gold,
30 Lolth gold
30 life gold.
and this scroll.
Okay. Yeah.
And this map, it seems.
Yeah. Cool.
Gylndan, you can also add 25 GP worth of incense if you would like.
Yes.
As
that's
that is also
expensive.
as that stuff is also in this small little bag as well.
Is this underdark incense? Does it hit a bit harder?
No, it does have a weird sort of.
Got the incense that hits hard.
It is a bit more of a muted, muted smell, but you can still tell it is incense. A little bit dried up, very very old, but it'll work just about as well. The other two didn't really have much on them unless you're interested in a couple of daggers. You can add 6 Lolth gold onto what you've already got.
Are they regular daggers?
They are regular daggers, indeed.
Yeah, that's fine. Right, should we have a look further in?
Shit when we find it, because that shit's expensive.
Oh, actually, yeah, with the 17, I would say the priestess, the dagger she pulled out, was adamantine.
Oh,
Get it?
Alright.
We have a lot of gold to claw back that we lost in buying teleportation circle and other things.
I'm hoping I'm hoping it doesn't come in handy because we're not in such a dire situation that we need it. But I think it's worth the investment.
Well, I'd say
looking-
but we just had to claw it back.
Yeah.
Mark Fool will just have a very, very quick regimen check of these rooms, just making sure they're empty. He'll tell you they are. There is nothing in these two. However, it does seem like there are some stairs that lead up further in these little bits here, if you wanted to go check those out. And there is a large double door. There's a large double door with this place.
Alright, we're going left.
Should we take a little brief pause there?
Yeah. We
Just a
can
quick
if
one, Ben,
if
before we
people
go.
fancy. Yeah.
What 2 teleportation circles would I know? So I'm assuming the college is definitely one. I don't know
So
about the
I'll
second
say
one.
you would know one in the college, and I'll say you can pick any city other than the Shattered Coast, Ebonmouth, Northgard, and Swandiff.
Okay. I'll have a little ponder.
I'll ponder while we have a quick break.
Yes.
So is Delzuin the world of the Underdark?
Delzuin, these are the caverns of the Underdark that you guys know of. It is the area of the Underdark that you guys were told Lolth lives in, essentially.
So it's not all of the Underdark.
Not all of the Underdark, no. This is just this selection of caverns. From reading this thing, you know that the Underdark, in several locations, spreads off into this vast network of caverns, tombs, all sorts of stuff, caves, this vast network that, as far as you could know, obviously you guys knowing that actually this is on your plane, therefore meaning it's somewhere down below you, it could go all around the world. You guys don't know. But from this map and from what you know, this isn't the only cavern that there is.
Just a fucking big one.
Just a big portion of it that you will need to get through to get to Lolth.
Okay, right. Let's push in. What do we see?
We were
So-
going left, I think.
I believe you were going left, yeah. So, let me just get my reveal areas tool and push on.
Is it dark in here?
It is very, very dark in here, yes.
Oh.
The drow
No, you
having
can see now.
quite good dark vision can obviously see through everything.
What? I'm going to light a
Can you
torch.
see through everything?
Markle will tap his shield and cast light.
I won't light a torch.
Yes. So now, from his quite big, fancy shield, Markle does have quite a nice little light gun. I believe it's a concentration thing, isn't it?
Light. Spell ends if you
Or
cast it. Spell ends if you cast it again. That's fine. I should if you could do it on more than one.
Do you want to come inside?
There's no spiders, I promise.
Okay.
Meow.
So as you enter this room is filled with these sarcophagi all across the room. These sort of 16... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sarcophagi over the room, and this large sort of monument here. This sort of monument seems to depict a great battle between dwarves and giants from centuries ago. In front of it, there are a couple of small they're really, really old. They're small sort of offerings to, it seems, Mars, who is depicted as looking over the battle, sort of giving his blessing to the dwarves rather than the giants. The giants obviously believing that Mars is their god, not the dwarves. Mars is actually a giant, not a dwarf. You guys have read everything wrong. Whereas the dwarves believe differently. So that's sort of what's depicted and what's all around you. Is there anything you'd like to do? Or what?
Not overly, no.
No,
Look inside one.
Yeah? You head over. It's quite a very, very heavy sarcophagus, but you can push
When
open.
he starts doing that, I'm gonna be like, Oramis, what the fuck are you doing? Leave that alone.
It's for science.
No, it's
Ben,
not. Leave it alone.
Has he opened it? A little bit.
Are you going to persist to open it even after Doc is telling you not to?
Let the death.
What is
let
it?
Let the dead.
What
rest
is-
in peace.
What does Doc look like?
Doc is a 5-foot dwarf with a very fancy braided beard and splint armor with a big hammer and a big shield.
Facial expression. How is he sad? Is he pissed off? Is he a combination? Is he you know?
Make an insight check.
Okay. I'm basically trying to decide whether or not I give a fuck.
And have you cracked it at all? Have you started opening it? Or
Just a tiny bit.
He
It's not really
started
much.
opening it just a tiny bit.
okay, can I minor illusion like a skeletal hand coming out of it?
Yeah. That was investigation. That was investigation, not insight. But 11.
Oh, I see inside. Oh,
As far as you can tell, Doc looks
normal.
not overly bothered. He just wants to get out of here. I don't know whether that's what he actually looks like, but that's what you perceive him to look like with your 6. And yes, as you sort of start opening this thing, this skeletal hand just sort of reaches up and grabs the side of the thing. It doesn't move. What would you like to do?
Fall over.
Yeah, so say we're looking at this one. You walk over, skeletal hand comes over, you just fall over, and you'll just hear Markul, who actually has walked into the room now, just sort of chuckling to himself like, oh, you lot get me, you do. Make me chuckle. He'll have a quick look around, but he's keen to sort of move on, but to wait for you guys to lead. If there's nothing else in here, you can investigate other areas.
Let's go.
Right room?
The right room? Yeah. So, the room on the right has a
Oh wait,
what sarcophagus?
places like up and down from the left room.
Yeah.
Oh, do we want to clear those first?
I thought, like, maybe if it's just another side room. Oh, wait, actually within this room.
Yeah, so
just have a
the
quick
room
look.
up from there is that, and then the room down is another small sort of prayer room, it seems. Nothing really inside them.
Okay.
And this room up here, the top one seems to connect to the room above.
Oh, we'll go that way then, I think.
Do you want to go to the right, or we just?
Well, just have a look up because we're in here. What's along here?
Go up and in here, yeah? Alright. So, up and in here appears to be a very large room, obviously, that connects to that one. In the middle of this room, you can tell that there was meant to be a great sort of sarcophagus or some stone thing here, but something has enveloped that. A great sort of large sort of pit, it seems, with almost this pure black, almost like Vanta black, like as you're looking into it, you don't know how deep it goes, how big it is, or anything. But it seems to seep this sort of like steam or sort of mist that sort of falls down its side and spreads across the room, making your feet sort of tingle with this necrotic aura. The room itself is fucking freezing cold, and you can tell all this cold is emerging from here. From within, from the portal itself, you can hear the howls and the dripping of water and the caverns, even like a screech of something. You're not sure what, but something within. It's a very creepy and ominous looking area. The rest of the room is, as you see it, fairly sort of plain. Nothing much to tell.
Do a little Arcana check on the portal.
Yeah. You can roll Arcana.
Oh, fuck.
This isn't a magic you're proficient in. This seems to be much darker. Nothing that they would teach you in the thing. But as you know, as far as you can tell, this is a more permanent type of portal, sort of thing, cast by someone. This is very clearly how they get in and out.
Could I tell it's quite powerful magic?
With a 9 and a nat 1, as far as you know. I mean, all you know is you've never been taught it, and you were pretty damn good in the college. Make of that what you will.
Well, we're in some foreign territory here, boys.
What are all are these like little like ante-rooms like here then? These sort of full things?
Yeah, those are just sort of smaller ante-rooms for this room. So this room, you can maybe tell, would have been for the captain of the brigade of this Skylar unit. However, these sort of small ante-rooms here might have been for, and probably are for, some of his lieutenants. So within each one is a small sarcophagus, and around their lieutenants are some offerings made by survivors of the brigade after they passed, and things like that. Small weapons, diadems, amulets, and small statues of Mars, little tokens, things like that. However, this place has been somewhat ransacked since it's been here. A lot of the symbols of Mars scratched away, things like that, seemingly by the drow.
Can't we have a quick, whip round, just to make sure there's nothing and no one hiding in any of these other rooms? Just do a quick walk around.
Yeah, so...
Just in case.
Anything interesting?
Not as far as you can tell. So
on a 27?
Yeah, on a 27. So unless you were to open up some of these sarcophaguses, a lot of their stuff seems to be buried sort of within them. A lot of very, very nice and very, very old murals and things like that over the walls of these battles that they had. You can see they depict stories of individual bravery and sort of camaraderie between these men, and they must have been some absolutely fantastic warriors.
Some stunning shots.
Yeah,
top lads.
And you can see, Mazzy, as you're walking up to this one is slightly ajar already. There is still a skeleton inside of it, heavily armoured, with a quite big sort of war hammer by his side. But it is already slightly ajar, seemingly like someone came and thought, ooh, this one looks big, pushed it open a bit, they realised,
It's just pointed and left.
So it's not worth investigating that, is it?
I mean, you can investigate it. I would ask you how you're investigating it, as it's already slightly open, but...
The fact you're saying that kind of makes me think I don't really want to touch anything in there.
You can touch it all you like, sir.
I'm going to pass.
D&D, Ben, please.
You're going to pass?
I'm going to go look at this, what looks like a portal thing.
Alright.
Can we just clear this last room? I'm just paranoid something's going to be waiting.
I forgot, yeah.
Yes. I forgot about that a little bit there.
I hope there is.
And yet another room. This room seems to have had something of a cave-in. There has been half of the room, the sarcophagus that should be in the room is probably buried under all this stone and dirt and rubble. Again, as you're walking through this place, you can visibly see the footsteps that you're leaving in the dust and the sort of and the stone and the chill of the frost all around the place. But yeah, that's about probably all you can see.
Can I shout Doc over and we'll have a little meeting before we jump through this pool?
Very wise.
I have one thing that I can suggest before we go through the portal. Gylndan, you were talking about wanting backup. How do you feel about zombie backup?
Zombie backup?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against a bit of cannon fodder.
No.
How much?
Leaving Ambyr and no one will know.
Yeah, it's sort of
Sorry.
That's what I was going to say. Is we are heading into some very uncharted territory. So if we have to go, we go. There might be conflicts we can't overcome down here.
I just
No, did you tell on board?
I'm just trying to get my head around how the fact that I'm still seen as the bad person in this group when you're literally talking about raising the dead.
Possibly the worst crime you could do in Ambyr. But hey.
I'm about to leave Ambyr, so it's fine.
All I do is move goods from one place to another.
Yeah, you scammy bastard.
People.
I can't go, mate.
I didn't get involved in that.
Accessory to assassination.
For who? Or is it just murder?
It was murder, yeah.
Murder is a perfectly legitimate crime.
I mean, it's certainly a crime.
Yeah, certainly a crime.
Did he get paid for it? Then it's assassination.
I think it's for political motivation.
Fair point.
Listen.
It was. Yeah, that's very true.
So
at the end of the day, I got sparkly fingers.
Right, can you put your personal woes aside and just fucking listen up for once, please, Oramis? Doc, are you talking about taking people from this tomb?
I was talking about taking the drow. I'm going
Drow.
to leave the dwarves
How long-
to rest.
How long do they stay with you for?
24 hours.
Okay.
Then they potentially go a bit rogue.
Okay. What? They're still.
If I can potentially get control of them again, depending on how knackered we are and whether or not I've used all the spell slots. But also, they'll follow my command, so I could just tell them to book it far away. Or off each other, you know? Or, you know, they're only zombies, so we could just smush them.
We could put it to a vote. I personally think it's quite risky, but
I want it known on point of principle I'm against this.
if we're trying to move through this, I think we're just trying to get in, do our job, and get out. I think based on that map, this is too much for us to clear everything. So we'll try and move through stealthily.
Okay, well, I shall reserve the cannon.
But yeah,
for
it's an option because we're probably going to kill some stuff down here. So.
That's cool. I just wondered if we wanted to go in with backup.
Yeah. Are we? So if we're about to go
save
through
the illegal crimes for when I'm no longer in Ambyr.
when you're in international waters.
Yeah. Then it's fine.
What happens in the Underdark stays in the Underdark because it's dark and no one can see it.
Do we want to
dark
prep
vision.
some attacks before we go through here? Because I really don't think it's going to be unguarded on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
do you want to march
an
an order
Eldritch
through?
Blast.
Yeah.
I will. Well, the clerics will hold Sacred Flames.
I will hold a Mind Sliver.
Sacred
We'll hold the Mind Sliver.
Matt, do you want to hold an action?
Yeah, I'm probably just going to hold an arrow because
In the bow, or you just
Just hold an arrow.
arrow bow. Let's go.
Alright. So, you're all prepping to get ready. So, Gylndan, you were holding a magic missile.
A Mind Sliver.
Mind Sliver, even.
Yeah.
Oramis holding an Eldritch Blast. Mazzy's knocked an arrow ready.
I've knocked a bow
Doc
out.
Doc and Markul are both sort of preparing in Markul's
Who's
sort of
going
one
to
hand
first?
you can see he's swinging his flail, but the other one is under the shield is preparing the sacred flame. Who would like to go through first?
I have no fear.
I think you're both. Yeah, you and Oramis are both very quick, so I think it makes sense if you take the lead.
Yeah, of course.
And then
Geronimo.
we'll follow through, won't we, Doc?
Yeah.
Wait.
Can I?
Finally we're rid of them.
Can I haven't gone through yet.
I mean, go on, Oramis, we're right behind you.
Can I grab Glyndon's robes as I step through, just to make sure he comes with?
Can I stick the end of my staff by Oramis and cast my elven push, please? No, I'll come through. I'll get his hand off me, but I'll say I'm coming through. Don't worry. You can hold
Can I
my
hold
pole
his
if
hand?
you want. Yeah.
Yeah. So, one by one, first Mazzy, then Oramis. You step down into this portal, and you can almost sort of, as you go down, you can feel this chill. And as you're stepping down, and as you even place your first sort of foot into it, Mazzy, suddenly your entire body fills with this chill. Your skin almost sort of peels, washes away in the breeze of this place. You can literally see Mazzy as a skeleton, still in all of his gear, but as a skeleton, stood there, looking back at you.
It's a trap.
And then this sort of fade to this sort of greyish dust that pulls his body down into the portal.
Oh, I thought we were all in, and Mazzy was just standing there, and we just watched his skin get.
No.
That's how teleports work.
This happens to each and every one of you as you step through. You step through. You can feel this sort of strange feeling as you look at your hands, and suddenly, it's just bone, literally just bone, and slowly it just sort of fades to dust, pulled sort of straight down into this portal. And one by one, as you are pulled sort of back up, reformed in yourself, you find yourselves in this room. If you'd all like to place yourselves upon the map, sort of up here by the.
Oh,
my lord!
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's sad. I don't have a picture for Markle.
So, Mazzy was at the front. Oramis beside. Oramis
I can't get rid of Markle, but can you get rid of that one?
side. Yeah, I'll grab you my picture for Markle.
Stick that on his character sheet, then we can just dump it in future.
Yeah, I'll do that in a little bit now.
Cheers, lad.
There is Markul, controlled by all players. And you can stick him wherever he would appear in the order. And you step through into this very, very elaborate room. The floors all carved in this beautiful pattern that you can see around you. The walls marked with this strange sort of web-like pattern. And even in every corner you can see these large webs and these sort of spiders about the size of my hand just sort of crawling in. And as you appear, they sort of tuck themselves back away in the small cracks in the corners of the rooms. You step out, reforming, and Mazzy, as you sort of watch your friends reforming
I see what happened to me.
from this dust, yeah, you can literally see what happened to you. You can just see this. Oh, I've just pulled the boat into the ass. You see your friends physically reforming, like these like at first you're quite scared because these skeletons are just formed in the place where you were, wearing your friends' clothes, and then slowly their skin sort of is pulled back over their face, around their body, stretched over their skin.
See,
And the first it's almost like white. Yeah.
it's not dislocated anymore.
Cool for medical reasons.
Oh yes, of course. As you see, you can see Oramis's sort of kneecap, like though put back in just slightly off where it probably should be.
Yeah,
And everyone appears, and the room from where you're standing.
I'll be back in a bit.
And the room from where you're standing appears empty. They are lit by these several sort of purple flamed torches all around. There is a double door just down here, which seems to have some sort of ward over it. It's sort of strange. There's this purple shimmer just over the room, which is a little strange. These bits here go into separate rooms, you can assume.
Okay, I'm going to sort of take...
Oh, actually, Mazzy, you were through first. Can you make me a perception check real quick?
Oh no! I'm not very perceptive.
Not very perceptive.
Mazzy,
So,
Cool.
I was going to suggest you possibly cast Pass Without Trace.
Well, I was going to say, before we move anywhere, we should probably move quickly. We don't want to be caught hanging around here. But also,
Quietly.
Mazzy and Oramis, as the most stealthy amongst us, maybe you guys should scout ahead and clear the way, and we'll follow along behind. As
Are we going left, right, or straight?
Jingle as we walk.
I love that
Pass Without
I'm-
Trace has been cursed. Has been cast.
Yeah, I've
I love
cast.
how Oramis is simultaneously one of the most stealthy and also not one of the most stealthy. In the sense of his actions, not always.
I have this really good vantage. Put Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, so you cast Pass Without Trace over yourselves. Mazzy has informed you that as far as he's aware, the room appears empty. You can't.
Would I know that I
Hear
don't know
anything.
much? Would I be like, yeah, I think it's not clear, but...
Well, I would say
don't
you
know.
made this being the first one through.
Yeah.
So that's on you as to whether you think you did a pretty good job a skill check is technically to the best of your ability at that time. So,
Okay.
to the best of your ability at that time, you're not able to sense anything around the room.
How close do we have to be to you for passing that trace, Matt?
30 meters, I think it said.
Feet.
Upon casting,
Sorry.
and you have to be within 30 feet at all times, I believe.
Okay. Right. Should we move up, and if I look into the right room and perhaps one of you looks into the left, we just have a look down there. Sorry.
That is the
Depends
left room.
where you're facing, actually.
Yeah, you all sort of begin to move forward.
Oh, nice, Oramis.
And-
Yeah, don't hug the wall or whatever.
Gylndan, 26 hits, yeah?
26 hits, yes.
Cool. As you suddenly realise you're not alone.
Oh,
Nice perception check, Mazzy.
Oh, sorry. I'm not really feeling up to it today, lads. My rolls haven't been great.
Oh, shit, a brick.
Damn.
Would you not go for Oramis? Sorry.
Huh? No.
I thought-
That's the one against you. I'm about to roll the Oramis' one.
No, who hit me, though?
The one
This
next
one
to you.
left.
Ah, okay.
I mean, I question how he's managed to.
I mean, Gylndan's
spend that round.
Yeah, actually,
Me.
I'll to be fair, yeah, I will say that roll is against Mazzy instead, because
Yeah,
he's
fair enough.
the closest one you can see, and Oramis.
I had this funny dream that I just took a hit.
Uh,
With 3/4 cover, a 26 would still hit you.
yeah, and 23
It was more about
Oramis.
him, like... Yeah, anyway, go on.
23 hits, yeah.
23 hits. Can the both of you make a Constitution save, real quick? And
I'm glad we got really
What is
far into
this? I might just turn roll 20 off and restart just to see if my rolls get better.
Oramis,
Yeah.
Oramis, you just luck out and pass, but Mazzy, you are currently poisoned.
Oh, shit.
You actually no, you fell by 5.
You did.
Mazzy takes this bolt in the shoulder. You take 7 piercing damage, and you just sort of look around at your friends. Your eyes go really sort of woozy and weird, and you fall on the floor, unconscious. Flump. Mazzy is currently unconscious / asleep. It will take an action or damage to wake him up.
Damage, okay?
Damage it.
That is their held actions gone.
I mean, we're holding actions as well, though, no?
Were you still holding actions coming into the...
I'd assume so. We haven't held them.
I mean, I would say so, but I
Okay,
obviously
I
would
would
say
then-
that, but...
Okay, then I would say that...
Like, especially this situation where, like, where do we go? We're on the higher alert. I think we'd all be...
Yeah.
I think, yeah, you'd probably be holding held actions.
I don't
So therefore...
I think either Markul or I can actually hit a target from where we are. But the
Yeah,
others
but I
can
would say...
obviously-
But I would also say that their held actions would go first
Yeah, we're countering
because
now.
they have
basically.
they have
Yeah, so
reacted
whatever
to
happens, I'm
seeing
down.
you, and therefore you are reacting to seeing them. So Mazzy, you still go unconscious.
Yeah.
But Gylndan and Oramis, you guys, your held actions can go off.
Can I hit
So
purple
Gylndan, you can hit purple, yeah,
with, a
with
mind
your held
sliver?
action. The Mind Sliver, go for it. So it's a Wisdom save from him, yeah.
I believe so.
15. That fails,
Oh,
doesn't
it
it?
fails, yeah. Oh, that's a dreadful roll, though. But he
4
takes a
psychic damage.
-4. He takes a -d4 on his next saving throw. Oramis
Minus
gets
D4, but Oramis, unfortunately, your Eldritch
the
Blast
first
fires
one,
wide.
I fired 2. The first
No,
one
it
hits.
is an
Sorry, I probably wasn't listening because I got downed. What happened to the attack on Oramis at the start?
The attack on
It
Oramis
missed.
hit him, but it hit him, but
Oh.
it never thinged. You take 7.
Oh, yeah, I
piercing.
rolled it like a ball. Yeah, I
Oh,
rolled it, sorry.
7 piercing.
Yeah. 7 piercing.
Okay.
Your
I think you mean-
Eldritch Blast flies wide.
3 pierce.
And let's roll up a really quick initiative order.
Chihuahua.
I don't believe it.
Oh, does Luke want to roll his second Eldritch Blast?
I reckon they might.
Actually,
Actually,
yeah, Chihuahua.
Luke, roll a
Probably.
quick second Eldritch Blast when you're ready.
I want to see the report though, because it might be like
Got
2%
as well.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Where it's like way back when.
These guys
Oh my Christ!
have not rolled. Actually, cool.
JJ, I can't remember the last time I went before you in initiative, and I saw you roll a 9, and I was like, "This is my chance," and I rolled an 8.
Oh my days!
Should I roll initiative or not?
Roll initiative, yeah. Because if someone
What-
gets you
what
up,
try
that'll be
getting
when
that
you
20?
go. But I'll say you roll it with disadvantage. Because you're...
Well, I mean,
Just roll it
if he's
again.
asleep,
Do I roll
actually,
it?
no.
leave
Yeah,
him where
no.
he is
Because
in the initiative, but
when you get up,
he'll
then...
just
Yeah, when I get up,
basically
that's my
initiative.
because he's asleep.
Yeah.
I'm having imagination time. I'm having great dreams.
Luke, did you roll your second Eldritch Blast?
Yeah, the first one hit with 7 damage. The second one was a nat 1.
Oh, the second
You
one.
have, no. 7 piercing damage on you.
No.
Your one missed.
No.
You haven't rolled the second one.
I've rolled.
His Eldritch Blast is
Ben.
inside
Oh,
my... Yeah.
yes. I didn't see that one.
Like,
You are
Thank
correct,
you.
sir. I didn't see that one. My profound apologies.
Right, so,
So-
the quickest person in our party is the one currently having a snooze.
Yes. So it goes Mazzy, then Doc, then Cool, then
If it's going to be like this every 100 meters towards our destination, I'm going to run out of spell slots.
maybe.
Should have taken a short rest. Not that it helps you, but it helps me.
Actually does help
get
him.
arcane recovery, but I've got plenty to get with. I'm just trying to hold it for. I don't think this is going to be the meat of everything, but we'll see.
Drow up first.
Finally see blood.
This is the 2 veg. We've not yet got some meat.
The Drow up first, so 5,
Really?
10. They are 21. They're miles ahead on first. Roll a quick attack against you. That is 8 plus 7. That's 4 hits.
Don't tell me. Yeah, I'm going to cast Shield as a reaction.
You're going to cast Shield. The first attack bounces against your shield, knocked off. Second attack also bounces off your shield with a 16.
Boom.
Yes, that would bounce away from your shield. There's a poor first roll from
Suck my dick,
that
you
guy.
drow.
And he'll just move back here. This one will run up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Attack of opportunity from Oramis. Roll that real quick.
Yes, I will roll the attackables.
That rusty in the sheath hasn't been used in some
Shut down!
Other blade, 6 slashing damage. Nicely done.
Shut up!
They were here 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Oh, I didn't realise that. Hold on, that's 5, 10, 15, 20,
Alright, so get another attack of opportunity.
Aha!
25, 30. You can't actually make it there.
I can make it there. I can make it
Oh, which is my mistake. They're not the same dudes, so they don't have that. So, if it's alright, I'm actually going to retcon that slightly and say he only goes there and attacks you. If that's okay. If everyone's alright with that. Because
What were you trying to do?
I did maths wrong. I was going to have him run up to Mazzy and attack him while he was down.
Where was he?
But-
Here.
He was here in this square.
5,
Go, you
10,
didn't make it.
15, 20,
5,
25.
10,
You can't get
15,
to Matt.
25, 30. No, I don't
15, 20,
believe you.
25.
5.
Yeah, if you go up above Oramis.
Died now.
Yeah, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Are you
yeah,
actually
I thought you
asking
were
for him to try and kill
5
me?
feet. He was there, wasn't he?
I thought he was there, but I might be wrong.
He was there, so it's 5 there, 10 there, 15 is above Oramis, 20,
20, 25. Oh, so he's 5 off.
There it is.
Oh no, we can make it there with 30. Yeah, 5,
Matt,
10,
you need to
15.
go slightly to the right because you're not actually in a square there. You're like.
I'm in a
No,
square.
no. He is in a square there.
Is he?
That is
Okay.
therefore a square.
I am
Yeah.
I'm struggling to.
Yeah, this map isn't the best one.
He's left from there.
He's left from here, so that's
He went
5,
5, 10,
10,
I'm struggling
15,
to.
15,
20,
20, 25, 30.
30. Yes,
So he
that would
can't
be
quite
to
reach.
there. He can't quite reach, so if it's alright, I'm
Okay.
actually going to retcon that because the
Yeah, okay,
map
for it.
fucked me up as well. And he's just going to go up and attack Oramis
This map is.
with 1 miss and 24. Assuming that hits. With 4 piercing damage. Which is rather
Aye.
disappointing.
I think you mean 2 piercing damage.
And 7 poison damage.
Fuck's sake.
And that will be them two. We'll quickly go over to Mazzy, who is unconscious, so never mind. Doc, you've seen Mazzy drop. These 2 guys emerge from the shadows, short swords drawn. They don't look as armoured as everyone else, I will say that much. Now that you've seen them in sort of a bit more light, they're not as armoured as people you have previously faced, but they do wear these quite elegant robes. These almost priestly like robes. He doesn't look too bad, he just looks like he's sort of fallen asleep.
As bad as always.
Okay.
Ouch.
So I'm gonna say Markul, wake Mazzy, and then I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, I believe, gets me to the square behind him.
Okay.
Coming around. And it'll be the Warhammer. Well, that should be with advantage, but yeah.
I mean, it hits anyway, but do you want to try for the nat 20?
Yeah, fucking crap.
Ah. Still hits.
One-handed as always because I'm holding a shield, and
Uh-huh.
then 6 radiant damage on top.
So that is...
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Yeah, you've sprinted up behind this guy, him not quite realising the speed on this little dwarf. And just with this quick whirl, you just crack him straight in the back as he's a bit more focused on
What
things.
the hell?
And he does go down very, very quickly. Like I
Oh,
said,
no,
these
that's
guys
not weak
aren't nearly
souls.
as armoured as many other folks that you've fought against. But they do seem to be a somewhat frontline defence.
Okay.
Anything else on your turn?
No, that's everything.
That's everything? Markul.
It's gonna go across, step in front of Mazzy, but then like use an action to like just sort of kick him on the floor, like get up, lad.
Oi, lad, come on. No sleeping on the job. Got work to do. We're in the bloody underdark now. Just gonna shake you awake. Mazzy, you are now awake, but you are prone on the ground.
Yay.
Half your
Fine.
movement to get up off the floor.
Mark will use the rest of his movement to get in the face of this guy. Can't attack him using
Yep.
his action, but he'll get in the face as the warrior in front of the squishy wizard.
He does have War Priest, which is a bonus action attack if he wants to use it.
Nah, I think he'll just save that for now. And just
Cool.
be a nuisance.
Gylndan, your turn. From you, this guy would have half cover if you wanted to melee him, but
Has he taken damage? Did someone get
he
hit off?
has taken damage from your Mind Sliver.
Ah, okay. Well, I'm gonna hit him with a Toll the Dead then.
Him with the Toll the Dead, because that was on a thing. That was on a held action. I'll say he still gets the minus D4 on the saving throw from that.
Oh yeah, thank
Because
you
it's
for
not
remembering,
technically a
'cause I
full
wouldn't have done that.
round gone by.
Yeah. Right.
Reuter Teuter.
Oh my lord, 17.
Wow.
If he
That's
fails,
big.
Check out.
what's he rolled?
Balls over here.
Roll me a D4.
What's he rolled?
I'm not going to tell you.
Ah, bollocks. Alright, here we go. Go on, please.
He's rolled an 18.
Oh.
And therefore, that does it. The Mind Sliver coming in clutch.
Jeez, these guys are weak as.
These guys are kind of weak. The Toll the Dead, once again, this sort of ringing bongs sort of in his head. He screams out, these veins sort of appearing. He's not quite dead. But but he's not looking happy.
Oh, I thought I'd murdered him.
Yeah, he's not quite dead, but he's definitely not looking happy. And he's sort of got like his hand on his short sword, but both of them are sort of covering his ears, and just in Elvish he's just screaming, "Make it stop! Make it stop!" Just screaming out. He's not very happy at all.
Okay, I'll just sit for the moment. Actually, he's not really in a good spot. So
yeah, Oramis, your turn.
So I'm going to dash as an action to there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to conceal blade his face. Yes.
Go for it.
Oh, yes, no advantage.
Advantage. And Oramis, finally getting the kill he deserves, sprints up behind this guy. Shink.
Deserves.
Yeah, I assumed. I mean,
Pitiful sneak attack.
it's a pitiful sneak attack, but he rolled 7, and he needed 3 to kill him. And you actually roll 4d6, not 3d6.
Okay.
Don't bother.
That's so bad. But you do manage to come up behind this guy. Yeah, because he's 7th level. Stab this guy very, very deep in the back, stopping his screaming and silencing him very, very quickly. These guys were not really up to much. It's strange that they've got these guys guarding, but they do seem to be wearing almost a bit more robes than armor. They are still wearing this leather armor, and it is still quite sort of spectacular in its design, not studded. Like I said, they are wearing a bit more robes. But Oramis, as you're just getting to that space, you hear something in the back of your mind. Just a very sort of brief whisper. Has the Spider Queen... No, sorry. Does the Spider Queen need our swords? It seems to be coming from behind you.
No. Just say no.
You are not needed.
What language
is
you
that a voice
said
out
in?
loud, or is that a voice in his head?
That is a voice in his head.
I'm guessing this voice is in Elvish.
Yeah.
So I reply in Elvish.
Okay. And then you just get the reply. Very well. We shall return to our slumber. And the voice dissipates. The room going very, very quiet. Sam, you missed it, but this door here does seem to have a sort of ward over this purple shimmer just over the front of it. Whatever that means, you're not quite sure.
Can I go and Arcana check it, please?
You can indeed, yeah.
Let's hope for better than last time.
It was dreadful last time, wasn't it?
Can I while Gylndan does that, can I search these two bodies?
You can.
With Markul's help, he said.
You can.
And then, once I've searched them, can I yeet them through the portal?
Yeah, of course. So very, very quickly, you can get 6 Lolth gold and 10 silver Lolth pieces. And Gylndan, as you're looking over this sort of ward, you can see it's a very basic one, cast by probably not a very powerful person, but it is a protective ward for... Because this is a basic wooden door, but this ward is used for protecting it against sort of barrages and sieges from the other side. Sorry, from this side. So any force impacted against it, almost a bit like a seatbelt, you know? Push too hard and it won't open, because they're assuming that people will smash this thing open. But also it's against things like sound, against things like the elements and things like that. But you should be able to open it, you think, slowly, just fine.
It's more of like people are trying to rush through.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're sort of assuming that dwarves are on the other side, and they can often be a bit chargy. So if someone was on the other side and they just blocked off this door, so they couldn't open it carefully,
That's racist.
then they would have to try and barge in the door, which wouldn't work because of the ward placed over it.
That's a handy little
But you
bit,
can.
that is.
It is a handy
Do we want to
little ward.
move?
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's...
these guys,
So,
yeet, you throw them in.
I mean, it seems
Their
the best
bodies
hiding place,
turning-
You know.
Their bodies turn to skeletons, and they just sort of...
Wait, unless it's like a whole portal scenario where because you're just throwing them in, they just sort of go up above the portal on the other side and then drop back in.
No, I'll say when you go through the portal, you do sort of appear in the closest segment next to it. You are almost ejected out of it if you try and stay in. I'll say, for the purposes of this. Although that would be very, very funny.
And a bit dark. Sorry.
And a little bit dark, yeah.
I was thinking that perhaps it takes the flesh off them and sees they're dead and thinks, oh, actually, I won't bother putting the flesh back on.
So, you've walked up to this door.
Is Mazzy's pass without trace still going, yeah?
No, he got incapacitated.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's so unfortunate.
that was really good.
Well, I mean, to be honest, we didn't even roll anything for it. We just got attacked straight away. Is that? Should we have rolled something like?
I might have
ambush.
said you could roll something for it, but because you walked right in front of their eye line,
Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
I'd say, like, they can still see you. There is this
By the
door.
way, I want to say that as soon as I wake up, I just go, "Oh my god, guys! There's people here! Fight!" Oh,
Oh, they've been taken
dealt
care of.
Oh, we should have left
Well-
them asleep and got rid of the body and just been like, what people, Mazzy? Are you feeling alright?
It's coming out of your pay, Mazzy. You're napping on the job.
Alright. Well,
Alright.
Brutal
that's
task
not great again.
master.
Then.
well, the people
Don't
who
they
went
move
to
now?
Doc School of Stealth will hang in the back.
Cool.
A little bit.
Are you going to open this door?
Oh.
And if so, are you putting pass without trace on again?
Oh, I think we is.
Did.
Yeah. Are you? Therefore, as you open the door, roll me a stealth check,
Understood.
Right,
Awesome,
plus
roll
seven.
once again.
but plus 10.
Plus 17 because of my thing. Let's go.
There's a 27.
Oh yeah, 27.
Yeah,
that's right.
27.
Oh, 20 on the
Another
27. So
another 27. I'll say you guys can open the door just slightly before seeing a group of people over the other side.
Actual real life people, or
Oh yeah. Just
I mean, this is
Greg,
D&D,
down the road,
nobody's real life, but you know.
Oh, that's a lot of people. Is there another way out of here?
but if they're like,
It does not seem so.
if they're one,
So-
if they're one pump chumps like the other guys.
Oh, punch up.
Well, as you sort of open the door, sneak a sort of glance through very, very briefly as you see them, and you can see these two slightly more able dudes. These they're not quite like
Saying
the
the same thing.
beefier ones that you've seen before, but they are much like the roguish type ones that you just fought against. They can take a hit, but not against the more. When you guys have fought up against, I'll just tell you, alright, ones you fought up against before, the roguish ones had more HP than the roguish ones, obviously.
Oh, they were
These
like
ones do. Yeah, these are like there's elite swordsmen. Yeah, I'll say there's elite swordsmen, and there are these guys who are just elites, just captains, just sort of. I have just called them for the purposes of this drow shadows, just because they're roguish.
Does
And you
Greg
see these two.
And Mazzy, like, convey any of this to us behind?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll both look through the door and just turn back and go, there's a fucking lot of them.
What about trying to lure them through the portal and then just quickly, while they're like going through, we just quickly scarper and then we're not here?
Oh,
Did you say-
they'll never find us.
Did you say that ward... Is the ward gone or is it still on the
The
door?
ward is still there. Yeah.
Did that killed noise, didn't you say?
that did subdue a lot of the noise, which is probably why, as you open this door, they didn't hear anything that was going on in the other room.
Okay.
Another thing I'll say is that these guys are the same ones that you've just fought against, so fairly squishy. And these guys here, Maz, you immediately pick up on many of the features. Large ears, mottled white skin, which is a little bit weird, but they are very, very small, maybe 3-4 feet, at best 3.5 feet tall. Sort of long kind of noses. Their eyes aren't actually there, almost like they've been plucked out. But you recognize them as somewhat goblinoid. Small little white goblins that seem to be blind, and they're physically on leashes, like these leather straps are bound around their neck and held by these two, almost like handlers of these little things. And they just sort of sit there, almost like a dog would sit, just sort of very weirdly.
You're a good DM, Ben. I never thought I'd feel sorry for goblins. That's an option.
What would you like to do?
That
is an option.
The one Doc suggested, if we open the door, we could do like a prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, and we could
I'm not sure that's actually the word, because JJ starts off really confidently every time he says it, and then just goes.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we could use that to like call out a signal, just saying, "Oh, there's something on the other side of the portal. We're gonna go check it out." Yeah, it's a tricky one, isn't it?
I can make sort of harmless sensory effects with that one, like wind and sparks and a tiny illusion. I can soil their trousers and stuff. What about minor illusion? Or like
minor illusion can make it.
Oramis, do you have something to say?
Fireball!
Doc, it's worth it. Does anyone else actually speak the language that they would understand?
I speak Elvish.
Well, you will speak Elvish.
I speak Elvish.
Is that what they speak? Okay.
Yeah, that is predominantly what they speak. They do have a little bit of an accent, but you can maybe think if you are like shouting or in a rush or something like that, they might not understand it. Or I could ask you to make a performance check to try and see how well you can replicate this, if you would like.
Well, I think
I'm good at accents, so
I think we go with Doc's idea. Because if it fails, then we'll just be doing what the second idea is anyway.
I think if we all back up and lure them in here, then shut the door as well, that'll stop any more noise getting out.
Yeah, that's sensible. Okay, right. Do you want to spring a bit of a trap then?
Yeah. So,
Bluey.
Doc, do you still have that gunpowder we used in that ice
I do still have the gunpowder that we never used.
How have you been lugging that about?
It's in a bag of holding, it weighs nothing.
That's very true, actually.
Do we want to think about how loud this explosion that we're planning?
Well, that's why JJ said if we get him in here, the ward should kill any sound leaving the room.
Fine.
And we know there's nothing on the other side, so of the portal. Not that they'd be able to hear, but
Yeah, so if we put the barrel of gunpowder by the door and like do the like whole.
Well, I wasn't seriously suggesting the gunpowder, but
okay.
I think if we try and get them to go through the portal, that's the better option because I don't know how much more we're going to have to face.
Now that we've said that's the idea, what is the plan to actually do that?
We have someone speak at the door, just say, "Oh, there's trouble on the other side of the portal. We need to go." But just make it seem like they're in a rush. We don't only have to open the door, not show or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well,
It's risky, but I think the worst case scenario is we just end up doing what option B is, which is fight them.
So we want someone to sort of crack the door open and be like, "There's trouble on the other side of the portal. We need help with it."
I reckon Oramis for this because he's fast at running away.
That's not a terrible idea. He's also got a good performance.
And then if we all go to one side and hide over here, we can pass all that trace. Even if they did happen to see us, we'd be stealthily hidden on one side if we all go on one side.
If everyone sort of splits up and goes on either side,
or we do that, and then my pass that trace doesn't help me hidden on the other side.
Markle's sitting on my face.
Well, I think because there's not a lot of space. So if we're tucked back in
Yeah,
here,
that's
we're
fair.
less likely to be seen if they're just running straight for the portal.
I mean, I'll say you could climb on top of these sarcophagi if you wanted to. As a note, I will say, as you guys walk in, once again you hear this thing. Does my queen require my sword?
No, she
I
doesn't.
told you once before, piss off.
Just in the back of your mind. But yeah, as you said this, like, very well.
Oh. Maybe we could convince these things that the guards are traitors.
Persuasion! Let's start the persuasion!
I think they may go more on a visual basis.
Yeah, I think it was only a
Yeah.
Trust me, I could persuade them
suggestion.
that it was magic that was making these things.
Whoever's Oramis, are you doing the?
Yeah.
I think if you
Just
could
make
maybe
sure you're doing
mention
it in the right language.
language is good.
Elvish.
I'd mention the Spider Queen
Yeah.
as well, saying the Spider Queen demands assistance on the other side of the portal or something like that. Because people seem quite compelled by religion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, do you know which side you're going to?
Nope.
Just go to the.
Make a
side.
decision. Don't get stuck halfway.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the right hand side. This one.
Okay. You open the door, slightly ajar. What do you say?
Enemies of the Spider Queen through the portal. Your assistance is demanded by her radiance.
Very good.
I like it. Roll a performance check.
Oh no.
Okay.
7.
So, is there any chance you might have seen this happen?
And you're almost trying to.
No, I don't have a good roll, unfortunately.
You're trying to replicate the accent, but it's not really working. Roll me a quick persuasion check.
It's just come out as offensive.
It has come out as.
Oh, there's the old reminder.
Christ.
Oh,
So
my lord.
it has certainly come out as in Elvish, obviously, and you've tried to put on this accent, but it doesn't really come through until you've said radiance. In which case you have maybe even got the slightest tinge of an accent. You don't know if it's the same one as them, but you have just sort of a radiance. At which point they do turn back. They look at each other and go, We must go. You two, stay on watch.
Oh, fuck off.
Take one of these. And these two guys are going to move up with each other, straight up
Oh, it's the squishy ones.
Through
again,
here.
through.
with these small little things. Actually, you rolled a 28 in persuasion. I'm going to say you've said it hastily enough, however, that maybe you can salvage just a little bit of it. And these guys are going to go up as well. They've entered this room. They don't see you. Everyone roll a quick stealth check.
Oh dear.
Plus 10 for the people on my side.
Oh,
Plus 10.
the people
should've gone
on-
with Mazzy.
That side, plus 10.
Oramis got 30.
As the
Stealth.
crappy
Yeah.
ones go through the portal, but these two do stay behind to really quickly look back.
15. What's Michael gonna get?
Stealth. A 3.
Oh, hello.
Michael sneezes at the wrong moment. The cobra
Yeah,
sneezes.
so these guys are now gone, but these two sort of run over, and they look around really quickly. And where's the one? He must have gone through the portal. They look around, and just as they're looking around, you just see sort of Markul, and he's got this sort of these metal wrist gauntlets, and he's got his one arm just resting against one of these sarcophagi as he's leaning, and accidentally he loses just a little bit of his balance. It scrapes against the side. Hold on a second. 5, 10,
I'm gonna hop out and fireball him.
15.
So
What about-
Stephen,
You know about fireball them? All right.
Fire! What a waste of a fireball.
Roll for fireball. What level are you casting it?
Just level 3.
Just level 3.
Waste of a level 3 fireball, man.
Sorry, I can't hear you, Oramis.
You could have got all bloody 8 of them, or however many there were. 6.
Oh,
That's
Jesus.
dreadful as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
Oh, that is terrible rolls all round, as both of them fail, but it doesn't seem to matter because the rolls of the fireball aren't great. Is there anything else anyone else would like to do in response to this fireball?
I am going to fire something. I'm just debating what to fire.
If I hear the fireball go off, I'll pop out and hit the green one with a sacred flame.
Hit the green one with the sacred flame.
It's a DC 16 dex save.
These guys got a plus 6 to dexterity saves. And they have failed every one I've made them do.
That's good.
That fails. That is very, very good for you. So, Doc, that is 8 for Sacred Flame.
I'm guessing...
I'm going to fire an arrow at each of them, I think.
Going to fire an arrow at each of them, of course.
First one to
First,
orange.
both of your Eldritch Blasts, Oramis, unfortunately miss.
Yeah.
First arrow to orange.
Hits with 5 piercing.
And then to green.
Shit, we just sent them through the portal where the dead people are.
I was thinking that, so they're going to be coming back pretty quickly.
Right, if we deal with these guys quickly,
no, but we told them there was trouble on the other side, so they might go further away.
That would make sense. It actually makes sense for our plan. Yes.
Yeah.
Does somewhat make sense for your plan? And we'll roll a really quick final initiative because these guys are both really, really hurt. So I think this probably won't last very long. So we'll just get this real quick out the way before we call the session.
Right, the second one is my call. The first one is Dark, so it's a 7 for Dark.
Oramis is going first.
Come on, Sam, you can be a 7.
I can't.
Oh my word.
Damn, son.
Did you say the first one's Mark? First one's you.
First one's Dark, second one's my call.
Dark.
Come on, Ben, what do they roll?
It is Oramis first.
And the Oramis. Eldritch Blast each.
5, 10, 15, 20. And I'm going to fire an Eldritch Blast at orange.
Mm-hmm. Hits. Definitely hits with 7 damage, yeah.
And I'm going to fire a second Eldritch Blast at orange. Which misses.
Does miss. Crackles into the wall just behind.
And that'll do.
That'll do. It is their turn. They've now reacted. They've seen Gylndan cast this fireball, and immediately 5, 10, 15 will go and attack him. That is... what's your AC again?
13?
Hits.
Hits. Okay, I'm going to cast Shield as a reaction.
Cast Shield. Misses. Second attack. Natural 1. Love it. Love that these guys are living up to their full potential. This guy, 5, 10, 15, 20. They will split up somewhat. That first attack definitely misses. But that second attack definitely hits with a nat 20. I'm very sorry on this. That is 3, 7, that's 10 piercing damage.
5 piercing damage.
5 piercing damage. 5, 8. And that is 14 poison damage. Both of them are then going to bonus action disengage, and this one can move 5, 10, and this one bonus action disengage 5, 10, as they seem to want to be running back out.
Who's next?
Next up is Mazzy. Let's take him out, boys.
Gonna move up to here.
Move up to there.
Brainy first. With Hunter's Mark.
Greeny first with Hunter's Mark. He is marked. Hits. Roll the damage.
Now, please die from this so the Hunter's Mark can move over without me having to cast it again.
14's got to be dead, surely.
Yeah. First arrow flutters into this guy's chest, just hitting him, actually no, into his back as he's running away, just as he's sort of trying to escape. Shunk, collapses on the floor. Short sword cluttering over.
And we go again to the other guy.
I believe it's a bonus action to send it over to another target, so it won't have you won't have Hunter's Mark on this second target.
Even though I'm moving Hunter's Mark over.
But it's a bonus action to cast it.
Oh.
And it's a bonus action to
bollocks.
Bring it over.
Did Hunter's Mark kill the guy, or was he killed by my first arrow? Because I kind of want a pointless move or not.
Pardon, sorry?
Did Hunter's Mark actually kill the guy, or was he killed from my arrow?
No, Hunter's Mark actually did end up killing him.
Okay, good. So it was worth it.
Yeah.
Right, I'm firing instead just the arrow then. At the next guy. Hits.
Hits, yep.
4. Not enough.
Nice. Not quite enough, but definitely enough to sort of get him a little bit shaken. Doc. Oh, nope, Mazzy, still.
I can only move, then I'm not going to move. I thought I had more movement left, but I don't.
Cool.
Carry on.
Doc.
Okay, so I can get to, I think, there, and then 5, 10, 15, 20, are they just in range for a hammer throw without it being disadvantage? 17?
Hits. Just.
And then 7 damage, and then divine throw, 4. Damage.
Very, very nice. He's by the skin of his teeth up, but it is literally the skin of his teeth as this hammer clangs over his head. And it is obviously coming back. Gylndan.
I take this guy for a spin on my pole.
Roll to hit, my good sir.
Ciao.
Oh.
Took a spin on my own pole.
Took a spin on your own pole, indeed. Is that everything?
I'll just, after a very embarrassing strike, I'll just move over here and say, Markle, show me how it's done.
Yeah. Markle.
It's coming down to him to save the day. Go, bud.
Well, it should save the day after you fucked it.
Hey.
21 hit.
And 5 damage.
Yeah, so as you can see, Gylndan sort of goes up to this guy, giving this very, very obvious strike, which he's put just that little bit too much power into, and just stumble and miss quite wildly. Moves over, Markle just sort of walks up to this drow, just taking a hammer to the face. This drow sort of turns to him, and Markle just like, "It's all in the wrist, young Gylndan." Dong! With his flail, knocks the guy square over the face, falls to his knees, and then clumps, just sort of in a puddle on the ground.
You can show me how to swing my staff, and I will show you how to hide properly.
Fair point. I'm sorry about that, there, lads. I didn't mean to blow it for everybody, but hey, look at that. We made it through, eh?
Right, I recommend hiding these bodies so when those people come back, they don't come and see them.
Yeah. We don't have to.
And scarf
where would you like to hide them?
It's in the sarcophagus bits.
Sarcophagus bits, yeah.
Do we want to crack a sarcophagus and dump them inside? Or...
Well, no, not if they're magical, because they might think if they seem to be somewhat protected with magic. I don't think we want to crack them.
Okay.
I mean, just put them to the side. I don't think they're going to notice if they're sort of down in between.
That's absolutely fine. I'm just putting the question out there.
Yeah. So you just sort of throw them to the side over here or wherever.
Yeah.
For the brevity and potentially the excitement of next session, opening things up a little bit, I will say that, and I will reveal.
Should we say we definitely move into this? We move in down here. Yeah.
Yeah, and these areas are in fact clear. There doesn't seem to be anything in them, but they are more sort of rooms these sarcophaguses in. And when you do enter them, once again, you can hear each of them saying something along very similar lines. Does my queen require my...
I reckon when we come out, we're going to have when we've done what we need to do here and we leave, we're going to have a shit ton of people to kill.
Probably.
Potentially.
The queen is dead.
But
Yeah, if we don't kill the queen in time, look at all the people that are going to be coming up behind us.
Well, interesting.
It is definitely going to be interesting. And with that, we can call the session there with you guys finally heading off, pushing through
It's getting tense.
the final the door. And I'll say, as you sort of head towards the door, you can hear the sort of blowing wind almost from outside. This is definitely outside, and it is sort of stained glass on these doors in a very, very beautiful picture of Lolth, and you can just about see through, and it does look like some kind of cave. And I'll leave it at that.